Okay, and as the rest of our opening here, we'll have a presentation of this exciting new SIANI second phase, SIANI 2, that we are officially launching today. Okay.
Is it on? Yes. Thank you very much, Jakob and Hannah. I know that was a challenge. So I'm here to talk a little bit more about the nuts and bolts of the new phase for SIANI. And I'm just going to get my presentation up. Yeah, so first of all, I'm aware that throughout the years, SIANI has come to be a lot of different things to different people. So when we talk about SIANI today, what we're referring to is an independent, member-based network based here in Sweden, but that is working to synthesize and package knowledge to make a more informed debate within international development, agriculture and food security sectors. And what SIANI's been engaged in over the last few years has ranged from very big global initiatives right down to more focused local ones. For example, it's just to give an idea of the volume of the things we've been engaged in. It's so many things, I've had to write it really small. But what we've gone from being involved in the COPs and in what's now called the Global Landscape Forum, which is organised alongside the COPs with a more agriculture-based focus. We've worked on launching publications from likes of FAO, IFAD, co-organising World Food Day here in Sweden, presenting workshops and learning events at things like the Talberg Forum and in Almedalen, the Agri4D conference with many of the co-organisers here in this room, down to our policy and discussion briefs that you see over to the side of the room, various seminars, blogs, interviews, a great many things. It's all surrounding the communication of these very important issues that we're working with. One example recently is the book entitled Transforming Gender in Agriculture in Sub-Saharan Africa that our today's moderator Melinda was a co-writer on, a co-author on, and this has been was presented at the Global Committee for Food Security, the CFS, in Rome, and also has been sent out 30 copies alone to Kenya, as well as copies sent to the FAO Library, World Bank, USAID, all on request. This was again an example of where we found there was a need and we were able to be in a position to coordinate and monitor a response, which concluded in the production of this book. Now, phase 2 for SIANI is thanks to our work with CEDA, CEDA has been also a lot clearer about what the roles of SIANI is and what they really want SIANI to work with and deliver on. Our vision for the new phase is sustainable food security and nutrition for all, and that is a lot clearer than our previous vision for the first phase. The mission is to promote dialogue and collaboration on sustainable food security with a focus on low-income countries. And that dialogue and collaboration exists amongst everybody in this room and also your partners both here in Sweden and overseas in low-income countries as well. The duration of the phase began in September last year and will be running until August 2016. And just to give you a little bit of an idea of where SIANI sees itself, is that we see us as basically the organisation that's able to take knowledge produced from the Swedish resource base, that's within universities, within civil society organisations, within the private sector. And what we do is to take that knowledge and apply that in global debates and dialogues, such as the Committee on World Food Security in Rome, such as the COOPs, such as the other large global dialogues, and we present the Swedish knowledge or the Swedish kind of take and contribution to these global dialogues, such as the Sustainable Development Goals at the moment. But then what we do is we also will take those global dialogues and bring them back round onto a Swedish resource-based level and say, well, what can Sweden contribute? And that's where we'll organise seminars and maybe pull together publications and things like that, collecting what is the assembled knowledge of, like the people here in this room, to feed into those debates again. So it kind of forms a circle of cycling and knowledge brokering. And so, as Jakob referred to in his presentation, the governance structure looks such as this. I won't spend too long on this, but we've seen doesn't work. But we have the program host and CEDA there, or the contractual partners, and then we have a steering committee, of which the first meeting of the steering committee will be held tomorrow, the Secretariat, and then the members and member organisations below that. So, new for SIANI 2, there are three main things that I'm just going to quickly touch on today, which is going to frame our discussions for the rest of the day. Expert groups, version 2.0, themes, and participation. Yeah. Expert groups, these have existed before. We ran 3 expert groups in the first phase, and we've been engaged in a process of sending out communications to the members to ask for proposals, of which we received, I think, about 16 in the initial, which we then narrowed down to 8. And tomorrow in the steering committee meeting, we will be deciding the 3 which will run for 12 months from that stage. So unfortunately at the moment I can't give you the titles of those things today. The expert groups are fantastic because what they require is a broad participation from many different sectors. That's in fact one of the criteria we look at in a successful application for an expert group, is that it has to be more than just academia, it has to be more than just a civil society kind of enclave. It must be broader, but the discussion is on a defined theme. So it's a really nice way of engaging multiple perspectives on a single issue, and through that synthesizing knowledge and producing various products, organizing seminars and things that are of use to people both in Sweden and also partners in low-income countries as well. And that's very important, that the objective of these groups actually contributes to something more than just the debate within Sweden. There has to be someone that is engaged with the knowledge production, but then also the dissemination and the spreading of that knowledge out in low-income countries. The themes, we're currently running 2 themes, and this is the first time we've done this, so we sometimes refer to it as pilot themes. Currently we're working with SLU Global on the sustainable agriculture production and food security theme, and we're also working with the Focali network in Gothenburg on the forest landscapes and food security theme. These are the 2 we decided to go with from the initial stage, but we're seeing really how the process goes, and there potentially will be others in the future. The themes are based, it's a partnership between SIANI and the host, and what they look to do is to engage with already existing bodies of knowledge and research that were there, but without perhaps the links to the community of practice. And SIANI will come in to provide those links to the community of practice and to try and take the knowledge out of those silos. You could perhaps refer to them as. And it's important for the SIANI membership that they engage with both the themes and the expert groups as well. This is a real key method of having members engaging with the work of SIANI. And then finally, and perhaps most importantly, is the participation. In the past, SIANI has always been trying to get greater participation from our membership, and perhaps it's never been more participatory than it is today. What we're looking to do with the events in the room today is to really try and explore these 2 questions of how do we develop and sustain the collaboration of the members, and then also help to discuss some of the priorities that members have for work topics based on the needs of either your organisations or your partners' organisations in low-income countries. And as Hannah said, it's trying to go from ideas to action. And today we want to try and form a lot of the ideas and also understand how our actions can be framed in a contributory and useful way, both within the Swedish resource base and in the various partners that we all have in low-income countries. So I come to the end. Enjoy the rest of the day. I really hope you make a valuable opportunity and a contribution today. And Melinda, back to you.